Yogis! Today's pose for the Ashtanga Basics Challenge is Ardha Baddha Padmottanasana, or bound Lotus Forward Fold Pose. If you're a beginner, we're going to modify this pose by starting first in Vrksasana, or tree pose. This will gently open your hips before attempting the lotus position, which can be pretty challenging for your hips. So, begin by shifting all of your weight to your left foot, and then externally rotate your right leg. So your knee is out to the side and you're rotating from your right hip. Then lift your right leg until you can grab onto your ankle and place your foot to your left inner thigh. The leg can be lower if it's too challenging for you to lift it that high. Just make sure it's not on your knee. It's either below the knee or above the knee. So if you're a beginner, we'll stay here in tree pose, pressing your palms together at heart center for 5 breaths. Focusing on your balance, focusing on the tripod foot, big toe, little toe, and heel, rooting into the mat, lifting up out of your legs, engaging your Mula Bandha, your pelvic floor, standing up super tall. After you take 5 breaths here, we'll attempt to find the lotus position. So from here, from tree pose, you can grab onto your right foot or your ankle. Keep the leg externally rotated. See if you can drop a little bit more into your right hip socket. Feel the external rotation a little bit more through your right hip, and feel your ball and socket joint here. From here, you can take your right foot into your left hip crease. Yeah, good. Only then, if the knee is pointing straight down to the floor, will we try to attempt the forward fold. So if your knee is still lifting up, but you don't have quite the rotation in your hips to allow your right knee to drop down to the floor, just stay here, right, without folding. If you have the lotus position with your foot in your left hip crease, attempt to reach your right hand behind your back and grab your left big toe. Maintain the balance. And from here, exhale and slowly, with control, make your way down to a forward fold with your left hand to the outside of your left foot. If you don't have the bind of your right foot, or the balance is really challenging for you, you can take both hands down to the mat. You stay here for 5 full deep breaths. And then inhale, lift your head up only. Exhale there. Inhale, shift all of your weight again to the left. Engage your Mula Bandha to slowly rise all the way up. And then exhale, back to Samasthiti, legs together. We'll take the same thing on the other side, so externally rotating your left leg, and then finding your tree pose on the left side. If you're already flexible, you can enter the lotus position right away, but make sure to do so slowly and safely. Thinking about the external rotation of your hip before anything, because oftentimes what happens is people try to enter this pose too quickly and they'll end up injuring their knees. So for the modification, you'll hold your tree pose for 5 breaths and then find your foot, externally rotate, drop your hip down more, and then place your left foot to your right hip crease. Again, only if your left knee is pointing straight down to the floor, then you can try to reach around and grab your left big toe. And exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Take your right hand to the outside of your right foot. If you don't have the bind, just take both hands down. Relax your neck. Reach your chin towards your shin. Stay for 5 breaths. And then inhale, head up only. Exhale there. Inhale slowly with control to rise all the way back up. You either have your bind or you can take your hands to prayer. And exhale, Samasthi Sahi. So we'll try now with the traditional vinyasa counts without the modification. But if you know that you need the modification, go ahead and take the modification, all right? So we begin Samasthi Sahi. Again, right away engage your Mula Bandha, pull your belly button to your spine. Begin to shift your weight to the left. Ekam, inhale, rotate your hip. Slowly find that half lotus position with your right foot into your left hip crease. Reach around to grab your right big toe. When you're standing, you have gravity to help you here with your lotus. So it's a bit easier before we go down to the floor and attempt the half lotus, all right? Do a exhale, slowly go down. Hand to the outside of your left foot, release your neck, reach your chin towards your shin. Hold one. Every exhale, fold a little bit deeper. 2, keep shifting your weight forward. 3, 4, 5. Trini, inhale, head up only. Chatwari, inhale, slowly with control, rise all the way up. Don't lose your leg, don't release your lotus. And Pancha, exhale, release your lotus. Samasthi Sahi. Shat, inhale, slowly, externally rotate your leg and take your foot to your half lotus or your tree pose. If you're taking tree pose today, no problem. Take your left hand behind your back, grab your left big toe. Sapta, exhale, slowly go down. Right hand to the outside of your right foot, release your neck. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, chin towards your shin. 4, 5, Ashto, inhale, head up only. Exhale there. Nava, inhale, slowly with control. Rise all the way up. And exhale, Samasthi Sahi. So remember that this is a balancing pose before anything else. So find your balance in your tree pose before you attempt the half lotus and before you attempt to fold all the way down. Thank you so much for practicing with me in this Ashtanga Basics Challenge. I can't wait to see your version of Ardha Baddha Padmottanasana. Thanks so much for practicing. Namaste.